I, 41M, have a son, Sam, 18M, who recently graduated from high school. This was a huge milestone, and we had been planning a special family dinner to celebrate. I was proud of him and wanted the evening to be focused on his accomplishments, as he worked so hard to get to this point. My brother, Alex, 38M, has a bit of a history when it comes to family events. Every time he gets into a new relationship, he parades his new girlfriend around, turning any occasion into meet the girlfriend night. It's happened so many times that it's become a running joke in the family, but this time, I wasn't in the mood for distractions. He just started dating Lisa, 27F, a couple of months ago, and I knew exactly how the night would go. Alex introducing her to everyone like she's the main event, hogging conversations, and making it about them rather than Sam. So, I asked him not to bring her to the dinner. I told him it wasn't personal, but I wanted the focus to be on Sam, not on his new relationship. I thought Alex would understand, but he lost it. He called me selfish, said I was jealous because he was happy again after his divorce, and accused me of deliberately excluding him. My parents, always the peacemakers, got involved and started pressuring me to let it go. They said Alex deserved to be happy and that Lisa should be welcomed with open arms, especially since Alex hasn't been in a serious relationship since his divorce. They made me feel like I was ruining family harmony, but I stood my ground. I wanted this night to be special for Sam, not another spectacle about Alex's latest girlfriend. In the end, Alex refused to come without her, so I didn't invite him at all. Now, my parents are furious, saying I'm alienating my own brother over something petty, and Alex is spreading the word that I'm punishing him for being in love. Sam had a great night, but I can't shake the feeling that I've caused unnecessary drama. Some family members agree with me, but others say I could have just let him bring her to avoid conflict. I'm stuck wondering, was I wrong for drawing this line, or is Alex the one who's making everything about himself yet again? Comment 1, just let him bring her to avoid conflict translates as just let him trample over your boundaries and make the night about him. NTA comment 2, NTA, if they were peacemakers, they would tell the person who causes the problem to knock it off. Let me start this off with my 23F husband, 26M, and I have been together for almost 6 years and have an almost 3-year-old son. My husband's family has always been very lovely and welcoming. The only exception, however, is my Sil, 29F. From the moment I met my husband, she's hated me for no reason. First time I ever met her was at their mother's wedding, and I, 7 months pregnant the time, found her spooning my sleeping husband in the room him and I were sharing. The day only went downhill with her crying to him about how he could have done better, and that it's not too late. Right after we had our son, she was supposed to visit us with my mill but refused because she didn't want to. I thought it was strange but let it go and waited for her to be ready to accept us. Flash forward 3 years and virtually nothing has changed. She ignores our son and I's existence, but when we're brought up she shows a very obvious disdain according to most of his family. Back in July she asked my husband to walk her down the aisle, in a whole different state in September, just a few months away, knowing I'd be difficult due to our jobs. Long story short, my husband ended up agreeing knowing I didn't want to. On our way to the wedding we were informed that even though we are driving 24 hours to get there we will have to pay $400 for our lodging. Okay, fine, whatever, I planned for something unexpected. That didn't bother me. What did is that the second we got there we had to get straight into the rehearsal dinner, only to find out my son and I are not seated with family or the extended family during the ceremony, nor are we seated with my husband at the reception. We find out the night before the wedding that the person who is seated next to him was a girl he had a crush on in high school and his sister hadn't talked to in 10 years, rather than his wife and child. My husband was upset but refused to talk to his sister or go against her wishes for the seating, so I just took my son and left. I didn't have high hopes coming to the wedding, but I was hoping that she'd at least start treating us as family since I'm her precious younger brother's wife, but myself and worst of all our son were completely disrespected. My family is completely on my side, of course, and most of my husband's family is as well, but some people are saying I should have just put up with it instead of leaving in the middle of the reception because she was the bride. Please tell me if I'm the R. Comment 1. If your husband doesn't make a stand now, Your son will eventually catch on to the mistreatment of you and him by his family. This makes him not only a shitty husband but a shitty father. Comment 2. NTA. Your reaction seems perfectly understandable. Why was your husband putting up with his sister insulting his wife? I'd have walked out the minute the seating arrangements were announced. Or said loudly, "No, there's been a mistake. John's sitting over here, with me." And then walked over and swapped name tags. If anyone objected, that would have been the time to leave. I have no objection to making scenes.